Good morning, everyone. It's Dr. Hodges. I just want to invite you guys to come with me for my morning walk. Today, I wanted to talk a little bit about something that happens to us all, even us ladies, and that would be gas. I have a lot of patients that ask me about gas and how things might change after surgery. And there's definitely some things that you can do with your diet, and there's actually something that you can get over the counter that can help with that as well. So let's just dig right in. I joined a group called Obesity Action Coalition, and I'll talk a little bit about more of that at another on another video. But they sent out a publication called Weight Matters, and I got this great article, and so I just wanted to share the information with you guys. And if you'd like to find out more, you can always go to obesityaction.com. So when I was going through this article, they said, you know, your body's going to make gas. When you eat, you inhale gas, and that gas is going to be made up mostly of like nitrogen and oxygen. And that's going to be gas that does not really cause odor. So for instance, like if you're drinking out of a straw, you're going to suck in air whenever you're drinking out of a straw. And even though that might fill up your belly with a little bit of air, it's not necessarily going to cause excess gas. It's typically going to be the things that you eat that are going to be gas inducing. So why do we get gas in the first place? So in your gut, particularly in the colon, you have a lot of different bacteria. I believe it's 10 to the 10 or 10 to the 15 bacteria. That 10 and the 15 means all the zeros after the 1. So you got a bunch. You got a bunch in there. And that's why there's now this huge field of study on probiotics and how they really can help your body and how they can help your immune system, your digestive system. And I'm a firm believer that everybody should be taking a good probiotic. So it's these bacteria that help us digest a lot of our foods that we need. But one of their byproducts is going to be gas. And depending on the foods that we've eaten, that will determine whether or not the gas that is produced is going to have a lot of odor or not. So there are a couple of things to think about. Number one, if you are ingesting starches such as onions, broccoli, peppers, cabbage, those are indigestible starches. And the bacteria that are in your gut, they have the enzymes necessary to break down those starches. Unfortunately, when they do that, they make some stinky gas. So you have to think about that whenever you're eating those types of foods. The other thing, of course, that can cause stinky gas are going to be beans and legumes. My grandpa had that same saying, beans, the musical fruit. You know that one. So it's no lie. It's going to cause some gas too. They do have a product called Beano on the market that's also called simethicone. That can help more with upper gas, but not always with gas that's produced in the colon. So there's your indigestible starches. There's also going to be a lot of the carbohydrates. Those seem to be another biggie that can cause issues with excess gas. So sorbitol, that's a sugar-free or a sugar substitute. It's in a lot of sugar-free candies. It's fine if you want to indulge every now and then, but if you're eating a lot of sugar-free candies, that extra sorbitol can actually cause some excess stinky gas. Also, people that are lactose intolerant, or I think it's interesting, I have some patients that they were never lactose intolerant prior to surgery, and after the surgery, they did become a little bit more intolerant. Certainly, if you take in some certain dairy products or a certain amount of dairy products that have lactose in them, that also can cause some stinky gas. And then finally, products that have a lot of fructose in them. that's just another sugar that when the bacteria are breaking it down, it's going to cause some stinky gas. I know my sweet husband, I love him so, but he's had a gastric bypass, and oh my goodness, whenever he has a whole bunch of sweets, and it's rare, he eats really clean, but when he does, oh my goodness, it's a sight to behold, needless to say. So watch out for these indigestible starches, and then watch out for some of those carbohydrates. Number one, they can give you dumping syndrome, but then number two, they can give you a lot of gas. So the lactose, the sorbitol, and the fructose. So what can you do about this? Well, besides just not consuming a lot of those types of foods, there is a product on the market called Devrom. I'm not getting paid by Devrom. I don't have any sponsorship by Devrom, but I will tell you, they do send me a lot of samples because we beg for them at my clinic, because it seems to work pretty well. It's really the only thing on the market right now that can really help with some of the odor of the gas. So if you're having a bunch of those silent but deadlies, it's not going to take away the silent part, but it hopefully will help to mask or at least help with the deadly part. So there's lots of different places that you can purchase this. It's actually, I think, the cheapest if you just go to their website, devrom.com, DEVROM. I'm not the best speller, sorry, but devrom.com, but it's a great product. So you can also use, like if you're in the restroom, there's some products that you can use that you can spray in the toilet. I think there's one called VI Poo and Poo-Pourri, and those seem to work reasonably well as well. So I hope that this was very helpful. There's always going to be pluses and minuses to everything that we choose in life, and I would certainly say that the pros with bariatric surgery outweigh cons, especially ones such as having a lot of gas. So I hope you found this helpful. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Feel free to follow me on Instagram, on my YouTube channel, and then also I'm going to be posting all my walks on Strava, so join me on Strava. And Strava is just an app that it's for people that are avid bikers, avid swimmers, avid runners, or people like me that just like to go for a nice walk. All right, take care. Have a good weekend.